This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
What's up? It's your boy, The Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
We return to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
What is the question you always get about your job, or what is the dumbest question that you have ever been asked at work? 206-421-ROCK.
An example of the dumbest question you've been asked at work. Comment here says, I'm a carpet cleaner. And a lady asked me if she should keep her bedroom lights on to make the carpets dry faster. I'd have told her yes. Yes.
Whatever takes.
Turn on all the lights in your house. And start your oven, too. Crack the door. Hello, Jaeger. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola.
Hola.
So I used to be a flight attendant, and we get 10 dumb questions a day, but the worst one was always, are you going to kick me off this plane? And it was more the lead-up that made it a dumb question. Because, I mean, once I heard that, I was pretty fed up with them.
Yeah, well, if you have to ask, you've already screwed up.
What kinds of things do people do that you have to physically remove them from the plane?
I mean, all kinds of stuff. I mean, usually just not following some form of policy or something. Like, I flew small planes, and, like, one that I can think of is we only had 3 drop-down masks on one side. So if you were flying with a kid in your lap, you had to sit on that side.
Right.
And so I had this guy, he just refused to sit on that side. So, like, bro, this is a full flight. You have to sit on that side. And then, you know, it escalated from there.
Okay, I'm pretty sure this was me and you, Steve. I'm pretty sure. Were we on a flight, and the guy in front of you turned around in his seat?
Yeah.
And faced our direction reading a book?
That was me and my wife.
That was you and your wife.
Yeah, the dude. So it's this old dude.
I know I've seen this movie. I've heard this story before.
The flight had taken off. All right, we're at midair, and they ding the bell so people can move about a little bit. But this guy's going to read a book. But he's sitting in the middle seat in the row in front of us, and he gets up on his knees. His knees are now on the cushion of the seat, and he's facing backwards. So he's hanging over top of his seat, like looking at me and my wife and whoever the hell the third person is. So I look at him and I go, can I help you, man? And he looks at me like that was a weird question. Then he pulls out his book, which is now in front of his face, and he read the entire flight from Houston to Seattle. It was like 4.5 hours.
Is that weird?
Dude, like, is that normal?
No, that is not normal. Well, and luckily in situations like that, it's like I would leave it to the passengers to police that stuff, because most of the time they're pretty good. Like, bro, you're in my face for 4 hours. Like,
well,
can you
the
please?
thing is, it was okay because he was reading. I'm like, we're not looking at him. We're just looking at the front of his book.
Are you okay? Let me ask you this: are you aware who the TSA agent is, or if one gets on a flight, do they still do that? Put one on an airplane? Air Marshal. Air Marshal.
Air Marshals. So we are aware of anybody who has a firearm. We are aware, and then everybody who has a firearm is aware of the other person on the plane who has a firearm. Yeah.
And one other question for you: I've heard that when you're boarding, these are probably all the questions you've been asked.
Yeah,
that
sure.
you hate answering.
Yeah. No,
don't you hate that you called here today? All right, so. When we're getting on the plane, what I've heard is when the flight attendant, they're greeting you, hi, how are you, all that, right? And it seems like a normal pleasantry. They're also kind of evaluating each and every passenger that gets on.
Yes, yeah. So we're looking for drunk people. People are going to be a problem, but we're also looking, like, if there's an emergency, like, okay, if we have a disabled passenger, is there a big buff dude who could help us? Right. So it's not just looking for,
or if there's an incident,
but also looking for people as well.
Okay. All right, what if a big buff dude gets on, so you're like, cool, we got that, but he's also kind of drunk and a bit of an a-hole?
Then we're talking amongst ourselves, like, hey, watch out for that guy.
Okay.
We're probably not serving him anymore.
Have you ever been on a red eye crew?
Yeah.
Okay. is there instances like where people fall asleep and just like lay into people, or you know what I'm saying? Like, have you ever seen like when someone's just they're legitimately asleep? You know what I mean? But like you get a ding and someone says like, "Sir, could you please get this person off me?" Or you know what I mean? Like, I mean, is there anything like that ever?
Yeah, that happens every once in a while. I mean, you just gently nudge them like, "Hey, sir, flip your head the other way."
All right. Has anyone ever?
People aren't like. Why wouldn't you just like move your own arm?
You don't need a flight attendant for that.
Yeah.
My thing is,
like I said, most people are pretty good about policing themselves.
Also, like, and this is a guy thing, but on a red eye, if you do fall asleep, the last thing you want to do, I try to wear comfortable clothes on a plane,
but you can't,
especially if it's a red eye.
You get an erection.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and if you go to sleep, you're going to get a huge erection. So I've always, it's like,
no, sir, man, and at that altitude, it's like a super erection. You know what I mean?
I know. So
it's like, dude, I have sat on flights like, please go away. Like, because I know I have an erection.
Has anyone come back and it's like, you got to check out this guy in aisle 25? You know what I mean? See.
I'm probably just throwing a blanket at him and walking away.
All right, okay.
I'm not going to deal with that.
My technique is,
they don't pay me enough.
That's why I put the tray down. That's why it's good to put the tray down and lay down on the tray if you have room. But you don't have room because you're too tall.
I'm too tall.
So I
can't hide my erection yet.
That's the thing. And then you wake up and it's going to take, and you got to go to the bathroom. Nope. But it takes at least 7 minutes, 8 minutes for you to be able to say, like, okay, I can safely get up now.
Have you ever not brushed someone walking back to the bathroom? Because it's so narrow.
Like,
it's one thing to hit someone with your butt, but when you turn the person you hit with your butt, the other person, it's like a little...
you always know.
Here's a little flight attendant secret. If somebody's annoying us, all the time they'll crop dust you. It happens all the time.
Really?
Oh yeah. If you have a passenger that's if you're annoying the flight attendant, you're probably going to get crop dust.
You know what, man? My level of respect for flight attendants is through the roof now.
All right, now since you know
like that game.
Since you know this is a science, all right. So let's just say that you're approaching this row of seats where you know the guy is. When do you let it out to know that it'll be ripe by the time you walk by?
Right, because you got
to time this out. You know what I'm saying? So is it 4 seats back, you let it rip before you're walking? Is it right up on the line?
Or do you gauge it by stomach pressure? Like, I got to be right up on it for this one.
I think you base like case by case basis. You know, like you kind of feel it out as you're walking. Like, is this one going to be a long one or is this going to be just a quick?
This one won't get hot until row 23.
Or maybe act like
knocking out 4 rows or just one.
Right. Maybe act like you're getting something out of the above storage area. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Stopping and just dropping it.
Now let me ask you this: as far as the crop dusting goes, because I feel like at some point the moral imperative pops in. Okay, so this guy on this flight is truly annoying you and truly deserving of a crop dusting. However, the people in the rows in front and behind them, they've been spectacular. These are really good people, man. You'd hope they'd fly again. Do you err on the side of caution and say, look, I'm not going to crop dust these good people, or this guy sucks so much he deserves a fart and everyone else has to go down?
It honestly depends on the day. If I've had a long day and I'm just fed up with this guy, like those
you're all going down.
Yeah.
The hell with all of it.
Okay. How many times have you walked into the bathroom and smelled weed from a vape?
I've never, but I've known quite a few flight attendants who have. I mean, those alarms in there are pretty sensitive. It's pretty easy to set those off.
Have you ever seen? How about cocaine use?
No, never seen cocaine use.
All right.
No.
Now let me ask you this: as far as a flight is concerned, what is a flight that you would not recommend? As far as the people on board, where they're going.
Yeah, the destination. So like you going to Sacramento, you're going to Dayton, Ohio.
We often talk about, that flight going into Vegas, or if you're flying to Hawaii, they're two very exciting flights in two totally different ways, but very exciting, right?
It's like the flights going to like the nice airports into California, like Orange County, the flights going into Aspen. Like if you're working that flight as a flight attendant, those are the ones where you're going to be busy.
What about the flight going into Reno?
Reno, I mean, it just depends on your mood, because I mean those people they're trying to have a good time. So
okay, all right,
you're down for it.
Yeah, all right. I was just trying to think, like, what would be the flight? Where would you be going? Where like everybody's just
Akron,
blah,
Detroit.
Yeah. I mean, we did a lot of like regional stuff when I was flying. We did a lot of regional stuff, so we'd go up and down California. So like going to like Bakersfield and stuff, it's just like nobody's happy to fly into Bakersfield. You know,
No one's happy to fly to Bakersfield.
See, that's good to know, man.
I did not know that.
We're sorry that we inundated you with all the questions you've already answered a million times, but we don't care. We had to know.
Yeah.
But people from Bakersfield are still from California.
Yeah, they'll drop that in there.
They're going to drop the California.
Sure.
So is Bakersfield the worst of California? Is that what I'm understanding? I don't know much about it.
I'm not even positive where it is.
Yeah, me neither.
But the general consensus seems to be that it sucks. And that's all I know
okay.
about. All I know about is that nobody likes it.
What's the question you always get about your job, or what is the dumbest question you've ever been asked at work? 206-421-ROCK.
Sometimes with California, too, like, just if you're not from California, most people just forget, like, it's a massive state.
It is a massive state.
Obviously.
Like, for most of us, when you think California, you think on the beach.
On the beach, L.A., right? And then you're like, oh, right, Bakersfield.
All right, Bakersfield. I'm looking at the map here. Okay.
Hello.
Halfway between San Jose and Los Angeles.
All right.
All right. Well,
I wouldn't be happy going there.
San Jose is great.
yeah. Okay.
Okay, then. Hello, Tyler. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So I was applying for a job at this. I do concrete work, and I was applying for. It was a private company. They pour the foundations and concrete work for big mansions and millionaires and whatnot. And I was in the interview. Everything was going normal. And the last question the guy asked me was, "Have you ever buried anybody in concrete?"
That was an interview question.
That was an interview question.
And your answer was?
No.
Okay,
but
good.
I took too long to answer, I think.
That's one of those ones you got to look them straight in the eye and go, in concrete?
Yeah.
What about quicksand? All right. Did you get the job?
I did not.
Huh. Again, because how long did it take you to answer?
Probably 10 seconds.
Okay, that's a long
all right,
gap, man.
Let me ask you this. It sounds like he knows a lot more than he's letting on. So, like anybody who knows if you hire a roofer, they probably got a criminal record. That's just the way the game goes. Same thing with
movers.
Right? Kitchen workers. I mean, you get the idea, right? So, what about this job? Do you think that there's like a serial killer that we do not know about who works in the concrete industry? Obviously, we know concrete from the mafia. But as far as...
But that's the cleanup guy.
Right,
You're saying the guy he's the beginning and end of
pouring
this.
the foundation, you know what I'm saying, of whatever it is. So
from my experience, they really care about records, because I've been on a couple jobs where people just go crazy and they just start throwing concrete at some of the other workers. And then...
Jesus.
Yeah. So if you're doing like gas stations and whatnot, I mean, you'll see guys who have got tattoos on their faces and, piercings hanging off their mouth, and they got, they wear like nothing because they don't care, no masks or anything. But some of the, the nicer jobs, people, they're more civilized. They don't have records. Some of them probably have small crimes and whatnot.
Okay.
Just, small stuff.
Yeah.
All right, the concrete business.
I didn't know. I did not know.
Yeah, you think he was buried about it?
Concrete seems like a business that would have criminals.
Why not?
Or just look, you might not be the criminal, but you have the ability to dispose of evidence. So as far as the cash goes, you might be able to make some money, but you know what I mean? Then you're accessory to murder. So that's not good either.
But only if you get caught.
Right.
By the way, we're getting some information on Bakersfield, California.
Okay.
Which we admit, we've heard of, but we are unfamiliar. It says Bakersfield native here, not as bad as Fresno. Someone else says, I think Fresno might be in the top running for worst California destination. Now, back to Bakersfield. Bakersfield sucks ass. Someone else says, my parents live in Bakersfield. It's hot, dry, and nothing but almond orchards and oil fields.
And Fresno is north of Bakersfield.
But I believe this sums it up best. These poetic words come to us via one of our listeners that says, my girlfriend, she asked me to kiss her where it stinks. I took her to Bakersfield.
Yeah, I mean, I Googled Bakersfield, California. One of the suggested questions is, why is it so bad?
Really? Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's someone else. Bakersfield is an S-hole. Once while riding the Greyhound between Bakersfield and I-5, I saw a pregnant woman stab a drunk guy a few seats in front of me. Good times.
Whoa. What, this should be for the tourist board. What is the question you always get about your job, or what's the dumbest question you've ever been asked at work? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Charles. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So, the dumbest question I've ever been asked at work, I currently am a delivery associate for Amazon, and on the daily, we're doing 180 stops, 300 packages, and it happens on a daily basis where people who are backing out of their driveway when we're delivering packages to their front door will stop, come up to us, interrupt us, and say, hey, can you move your van? And I'm just sitting there like, you couldn't have waited an extra 2 seconds for me to drop your packages off before you say that? I would have already been gone.
I mean, do you just still deliver the package and make them wait? It's like, dude, if you got 5 seconds, you're all good.
I try 5-10 seconds staring at them before I do that.
Do people often think you're a porch pirate?
Well, sometimes, because the sun's coming out, we have to take off all of our layers. But I've never had that issue.
Okay, all right. I just know that a lot of people have Ring cameras and stuff like that, so I didn't know if, like, you walk up on a porch and you hear, like, hey, who are you?
But if you're walking up with the box, that helps.
I feel like a lot of the Amazon people in my neighborhood now wear the little vest.
Yeah, something to let you know who they are.
Yeah.
What's the question you always get about your job, or what's the dumbest question you've ever been asked at work? 206-421-ROCK.
By the way, any building I've ever lived in, if you have food in your hand, you can get in.
That's true, right?
If you look like you're delivering food?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't want anybody to have to wait for that food getting delivered. You know how I am about delivery. Get in there. Take it to their door.
So if I buzz your number, I'm in disguise.
Yeah.
And I'm going to rob you.
You have food.
But I got a bag of Chinese, well, as far as you know, I got a bag of boxes the Chinese food should be in.
Okay.
But you see it, you think Chinese, you just buzzing me in.
I am.
Okay.
I stand by this theory.
That's
Just
who just
when I
randomly walks in the building.
Well, I lived in Belltown one time. I remember there was a food delivery guy out there, and he's like, I forget the service, but he's all in the gear.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of salty. He's like, 3 people have come in the store and they haven't let me in. And then I got pissed. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, well, I can't get in. They won't let me in. And I'm like, I need to talk to these neighbors.
Yeah, exactly. We need to hold a summit.
Yeah.
You know what, Ted? You helped me with my future life of crime, right?
Especially if someone's holding a pizza.
Right, that's what I'm saying. We got, what if it's a
You
guy
know.
like Miles up
No.
there? He's going to freak out and that thing ain't piping hot.
But God,
No, I'm just
this
saying,
is my
like-
point. We've already established that if you have an orange vest, a clipboard, and a hard hat, you can walk anywhere, correct? Mm-hmm. This is the new that. I'm decked out of my food delivery gear and my food.
If you
I go to any apartment building, someone's going to let me in.
There's a different level, though, right? Okay, if I have a drink carrier, or if I have the sleeve, the pizza, where do they go? The Velcro?
aluminum thing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can put 2 pizzas in there and keep them hot.
Sure.
If
Yeah.
I'm holding that thing, you got to let me in.
Well, pizza places you don't have to worry about. It's almost
what I'm
every
saying.
pizza place. But like with Uber Eats, a lot of times it's just a guy or a girl in the regular
But
clothes.
that's my point. If I can get my hands on this aluminum Velcro thing for the pizzas, right? Just wear a red cap,
Or
show
one of
up
those
at your door.
one of those hot little pouches things, like for a hot.
I look official.
Yeah.
You let me in, I rob you. That's what I'm saying. This is my new disguise. You can get into anywhere you want.
He's
right?
trying to make it so that you can't get your prophecy.
That's exactly it.
I don't care. You got food, I'm letting you in the building. Get in there.
What's the question you always get about your job, or what is the dumbest question you've ever been asked at work? And I know you're going to ask them what they're delivering. Where are you from?
You know,
You would, dude.
I would, but I definitely let somebody in last week and didn't ask them.
Okay. I can't believe it.
Just while I was in a hurry.
Oh, all right. Hello, Denise. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
All right, hands down, multiple jobs. The most stupid question ever is somebody calling your place of business. I answer the phone and they say, "Are you open?"
No.
I'm
Are
just
you
here.
open?
I'm here.
I'm just here to answer the phone. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just stay here because I don't want to go home, and I answer the phone after hours.
I would always say, when do you guys close? That would be my question.
I mean, I've done that. Did you stop answering the phone once you were closed?
No.
Not the
Not
weirdest
normally.
question.
No.
I'm just saying, I've done it with restaurants before. Like, you're not sure if they open at 11 or noon. If whoever's opening.
Oh, well, that's different with a restaurant because there's going to be a crew in there before.
Well, it's funny you asked that. I work in a restaurant
That's right.
now, and people actually call, the most common time they call is right at dinner rush at 6 o'clock. Are you open? No. I just had to stop right in the middle of carrying 5 plates to answer the phone.
In fairness to people now, they're kind of not sure if places are open.
right.
So,
Yes,
like,
it's the same before pandemic and
Okay.
during pandemic.
Gotcha.
It's the same.
Okay, gotcha. I was going to say, like, now, I'm like, I was thinking about getting something for dinner the other night. I'm like, that's right, they're closed on Tuesday. They never closed on Tuesday.
I just did it today with a place because they had a COVID scare. Somebody's like, yeah, they're not open right now. I was like, huh. All right.
Okay.
Everything's like that, too. Hey, man, I'm going to get oh, no, you can't get that. They closed yesterday. Like, God damn it.
What's the question you always get about your job, or what's the dumbest question you've ever been asked at work? 206-421-ROCK.
I'm still going through withdrawals of bills. Yeah, man. We'll just meet me at like 11:30 noon Saturday. What up to? Oh no, we won't.
Why'd you even bring that up, man? That one hurts.
Because it still hurts me.
I know. I mean, the whole family. You could say, Bills, there was no argument from anyone, right? Everyone went there. The food was good, and now they're gone. Thanks. Mm-hmm. Hello, Jay. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
How's it going, guys?
How's it going?
Good, man.
Okay.
So I'm a chef by trade. I've been cooking for 30 years, and the question I get all the time is, "Oh, are you a real chef?" Or like, what's your specialty? And when I tell them what I do, they're just kind of blown away. But it's annoying as hell. My real job during not COVID is I'm an onboard chef for a luxury tour company. So we fly around the world 3 weeks at a time on a private jet, and so I'm literally at the top of my game. So yeah, I can cook.
What is your specialty?
Everything.
So you can
That
cook
is the
anything
right
and everything.
answer. That is the right answer.
You can cook whatever the hell they want.
How did you get hooked up with the private jet thing? I mean, did you have to audition for it? Was it word of mouth? What?
Oh, I've been working for Four Seasons for a long time, for about 10 years, and my chef left that to start up a program with them, and I held by for 5 years, and finally he gave me a call, and so
nice, man.
I've been doing that for a year and a half up until last March, obviously, and then we've been grounded, but we're starting back up again later this year.
Where's the coolest? Where's the coolest destination you've been to? Been able to travel to?
I gotta say, one of them's been Mongolia. That was a pretty crazy place to be.
Yeah.
England, oddly enough. Then I went to 23 countries in a year, so.
Damn. Mongolia, it's the middle of nowhere, isn't it?
Yeah. And I ate horse cheese.
Wow. You ate horse cheese.
Did you know you can milk a horse and make cheese from it?
No, I didn't either. Have you ever had a horse steak?
No, I didn't eat it.
Okay.
They did do this weird thing, though, where they milk a horse for 6 weeks or 2 weeks into this big bag and let it ferment, and then they have a big party at the end in spring. But we missed out on that party.
Did you try the cheese?
Yeah.
How was it?
It didn't taste like anything but like a horse's ass.
Okay. Like Bakersfield, kissing someone. What is the question you always get about your job? What is the dumbest question you've ever been asked at work? 206-421-ROCK.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
I'm Glennon Doyle, author of Untamed and host of the podcast We Can Do Hard Things. Each week, we talk openly and honestly about the hard things in life together with you. So join us and some of our dearest friends and greatest heroes to talk about anxiety, boundaries, parenting, infidelity, our bodies, loving and losing, all of the things that make us human. Listen to and follow We Can Do Hard Things on Odyssey and everywhere you get your podcasts.
99.9 KISW. Yeah! You're in the men's room.
What is the question you always get about your job, and what's the dumbest question that you have ever been asked at work? 206-421-ROCK.
This guy here says, I'm a glass blower and I make pipes. More than half the people I tell this to ask me if I also make dildos.
Right.
I can't believe that's their go-to. Oh, you blow glass? Hey,
Huh.
what do you do? Hook up right
I was not aware.
Yeah, that is not the question I would ask you. Hello, Vinny. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Happy Chinooka.
Thank you, Vinny.
Happy Chinooka. First time calling, long time listener. Figured I'd give you guys a ring of jingle. I work for the post office, and you guys can already take wild guesses what the hell I actually get asked. Always about, do you deal with dogs?
Do you deal with dogs? Is that what you said?
Yeah. All that stupid stuff like that. Hold on, let me take off my headset. Makes it a little bit easier to hear me.
There we go.
All right, go ahead.
Is that better?
Yeah, we got you now.
I think the question I would ask is, how do you deal with dogs? Not do you?
Well, first of all, you'd be surprised on how many people actually just aren't that obviously paying attention. Like, yes, I have to go in your yard. I have to deal with the dog. I have to be able to deal with this fight. But when it comes to that particular question, they actually issue us what they call dog spray and a dog horn. That's basically just pepper spray and an air horn. Pretty interesting.
Do they work?
I ended up getting pepper spray and an air horn.
Yeah, but have you ever deployed either one?
I have, but not on dogs. Thankfully.
Huh. Who have you deployed it on?
Well, I was actually in training to be a mailman, and they told me that this is not only dog spray, this is also bee killer. I'm like, no way. So I opened up a mailbox one day, and apparently a hornet's nest just decided to break open and fly everywhere. It freaked me out. So, I slammed the thing closed, ran to the truck, started freaking out a little bit because I couldn't get out of the truck. And then I remembered, I have bee killer. Man, I put on my mask, feeling like I'm in some kind of secret mission or something, and freaking open that thing up, just dumped the whole can onto him. Man, the wind picked up, and the dust kicked back at me. Oh, my goodness, it was crazy.
Okay.
How many times you open a mailbox and there's a bunch of bees in it?
Twice.
All right. Twice. What is going on with the front desk people when you go to the post office?
What do you mean?
Oh, man. Yeah, what are you talking about? Exactly.
It's kind of like it's just indifference. It's complete and utter
well,
indifference.
the answer, they don't care.
I know.
They're going to do their job, but they don't care about you.
Next.
Right.
And you go up and you hand the package and they look at it and sometimes they go like, what's in here? And other than that, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
But think how mundane that is. Everyone that walks up to you says hand in another box. Like, that's your day.
Oh, I know. It's just
that's your intention. So of course, there's no enthusiasm in that. Like, you're here to hand me a box.
Or
and
it's the post office.
Yeah.
They don't have to have, great customer service.
No, I know.
You need us.
If you get, a slip on your door and they've got a package, and, you hand them the slip and they, walk away. And it's it's going to take them, 15 minutes to get there. It's just oh.
Okay.
Gentle stroll, come back out there, they kind of throw it on the counter, scan some, you're out.
You ever try to when's the last time you tried to update or get a new passport?
5 years ago.
Mine's expired.
Oh, have fun with that one.
Wow, what was the process?
Just saying that you got to go to the post office, but it was I would make appointments and then they'd call and cancel it an hour beforehand. Oh. Then I was like, I'll show up 15 minutes early one day. And then by the time I finally saw a human, it was fine. But it just seemed like they didn't have enough staff in there.
Right, the process.
So the person who was supposed to be doing passport couldn't do them, but I was like, this is tough.
Yeah, well, we had to update our passports, and I'm like, conveniently in the bottom of this building, there's a UPS store. They take passport photos. I'm like, I got this. I go down there to get my photo taken. The guy that works there, and you guys know who this is, right? He is considerably shorter than me. But where he has put the background, the way basically, for him to get a picture of me that's passport,
you got to get on your knees.
Basically, I'm on. So you walk to this UPS store. I'm on my knees in front of this blue board, and this dude's standing up. It was so ridiculous. I'm like, this is humiliating.
How'd the picture turn out?
It's my goddamn face. It's fine.
What's the question you always get about your job, or what's the dumbest question you've ever been asked at work? 206-421-ROCK.
I like getting passport photos at the drugstore, because then the person naturally goes, "Where are you going?" Well, actually,
yeah, you can have a good conversation. Yeah. I'm escaping the country.
Why? You got any Adderall?
Oh, yeah, boys.
Hello, Jolene. Welcome to the men's room.
Hi, guys.
Hola.
How's your day?
We're doing great, Jolene. Thank you. How about you?
I'm fabulous. I'm sitting in the sun.
Nice. Did you call to answer the question?
Do you remember 1989?
I mean, a little bit. I was there. I was present, but nothing significant. I'm 20 years old.
I'm 19.
I was 11 years old.
Okay.
So I run a pizza place.
What is? Oh, Joey, no. We got to backtrack here. That's not general normal conversation. What did 1989 have to do with anything?
Well, every day at work, guys come in and ask me how big is a 12-inch pizza.
Well, what does that have to do? What does that have to do with 1989?
I don't know.
Okay, but you started the conversation about if we knew about 1989. What did that have to do with anything?
That's fun. That's when we started doing pizza, and I've been asked this since I was 11 years old, so I'm tired of being asked this.
Oh, your family started a pizza joint.
I see. Oh, right. Okay.
That's even worse because she was 11.
All right. Okay, now we're on track with it. Go ahead.
I'm tired of it. So, if someone asked you how big is 12 inches, what would you say?
I'd point at my pants, but I'm childish. But I'd say
that's what I want to say.
Right, it's 12 inches.
Do you still start saying Jolene, do you still work at this pizza place?
I own one, yeah.
Oh, you own them? All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you thought of maybe putting a sign up that says 12 inches is 1 foot? Like, just post the sign, and maybe they don't ask.
Is large an 18-incher?
We should probably do that.
Okay.
And I would include like a, I don't know, just like a black disc on the wall that's 12, like it is this big, 1 goddamn foot.
How many inches is your large pizza?
Wait, will you just come and do it for us?
No, this is an easy fix.
You own this place?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I just said that.
How big's your large pizza?
16 inches.
All right. Do you have a bigger?
We also have a 26-inch, but we call it a party pizza. So.
Get out of here.
Oh, okay.
Jolene's getting crazy now.
That would be very difficult to reheat in your oven, I would think.
26.
You can't put it in your oven.
That's what I'm saying.
Big.
How do you get it in your damn door? I mean, that's about the door frame, right?
It'll fit through your door, but it's big.
Okay, all right.
That's the same.
What is the
name? A giant pizza at home.
What's the name of your pizza place, Jolene?
Seebeck Pizza.
Seebeck Pizza.
Oh, all right. We'll take a look. I'm going to look at Seebeck Pizza now. See what we got.
What would you recommend? I walk in there. You own the joint. You know it's good. You know where you haven't sneezed in or something like that. But what do you recommend for me?
I would get an Italian.
What's on the Italian? No, we're talking about pizza, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure. So what is on your Italian?
Pepperoni, mushroom, Italian sausage, onion, green pepper.
Okay.
Hey, do you have an employee that once fought a small monkey?
Yes, that's my father.
That's your dad?
This completely makes sense now.
That guy's story is awesome.
This completely makes sense.
Wait, what is happening here?
Remember the
This
story?
is the guy who wrestled the monkey. This is the dude who wrestled the monkey's daughter.
Oh, yeah.
I knew it. I knew you couldn't be normal either.
Holy shit!
Yeah. Okay. All right. This is all.
Tell your dad I said hello, man. I love that story.
Right. Send up some of that Seebeck pizza when you get a chance. There. All right, Jolene.
When are you guys coming out? We need to make you a pizza.
Yeah. I bet you do.
I'll tell you what. There's a chance one of us will be out
Jolene.
there.
Okay. We'll
Which
come
location?
down.
Oh yeah, which location?
All of them.
All right. Well, let me ask you this: how big is the 12-inch pizza?
Oh.
Tell me.
Okay. All right. We'll see you soon.
Hey, by the way, people are checking in. Seebeck Pizza is fire. Someone else says Seebeck Pizza is dank.
Dank.
So you are fire and dank.
Yeah, because when we talked to her dad, people were like, "Oh yeah, he works at the pizza joint. It's great pizza."
You should create the men's room dank fire pizza for us.
That's right. We'll come down and eat
You
it.
should bring over your sausage. Is it 12 inches?
Hey, Jolene, do you guys serve beer?
Not in Seebeck, but we do in Port Orchard and Silverdale.
Okay, well, then we're going to go to one of those locations.
Yeah, I mean, that's that easy.
We're not coming all the way down there, not getting a beer. All right.
All right, well, thank you, Joe.
Yeah, we appreciate it. What's the question you always get about your job, or what's the dumbest question you've ever been asked at work? 206-421-ROCK. I felt like I was missing something there. So
Me
just
too,
keep
man.
asking.
I'm glad there was a connection.
I'm
glad there was a connection to 1989.
Right.
Because I'm just like, wait, what is happening?
Yeah, their stories are good. They just gotta get. But and
then
she
when
said
you
the name
said
of the place of the pizza, I was like, wait a minute, I
That
know
sounds
that
familiar.
joint. I couldn't remember her dad's name. It's like, you got an employee that fought a monkey.
I forgot that he called our show. So when you said that, I'm like, where the hell does Ted go that he knows a man who fought a monkey? But now it has all come back.
That's my dad.
Yeah, that's my dad.
That's a healthy family.
I got to tell that story this weekend.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Hello, Roger. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Liquor and whores.
Yes,
Liquor
sir.
and whores.
First time, long time.
Well,
Thank
welcome
you.
to the show.
What other catchphrases do you have?
To advertise.
Yeah.
I work for a large airplane manufacturer.
Airbus?
Mm-hmm. Not Airbus. Lockheed Martin. Lockheed Martin.
McDonnell Douglas.
Second letter in the alphabet.
Cessna.
That's the third, Ted.
And it's not a Chevy.
You're the boat company.
Yeah.
You started out building boats, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And so I always get asked, are you a mechanic? Jesus, not everybody there is a mechanic.
But that's who we want to talk to. And I know it sucks for you, but that is the truth. If you work in radio, they want to talk to us. They don't want to talk to the salespeople. It's like the Air Force. If you're not a pilot, so what?
Do they have a cafeteria there?
Right.
They have a cafeteria?
Of course they do.
No.
They do not.
That's all closed.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't even feed us.
What do you actually do?
I am, try this one, an MPRF.
MPRF. Maintenance.
Mother.
MP.
Do you paint them?
No.
MPRF.
We have no idea.
No, I don't know.
No, it's Materials Processing Receiving Facilitator.
So my follow-up question is, what do you do?
If they make the screws someplace, you put them where they need to be when they come in?
That is one part. It's an overglorified umbrella term for a lot of different things.
Okay. So all the parts that you need to make this come from different places. And it's your job to basically bring all that stuff in and put it in the right spot for the guys that need to use it.
Right. I actually do drawings and process that in the parts list. But, yeah, you can be a shipping, receiving, you can be a parts picker, whatever.
You ever F up? Like, oh, man, we should go tell
Wrong
Billy.
screws.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I got that. And then the stupid question, though, is, do you know Dave so-and-so?
Of course.
Hey, how about Mike so-and-so?
How many people work at your individual plant?
Over 8,000.
And how many different plants are in the area now? 4 or 5?
Yeah, easily.
Okay. Yeah, that's...
So I want to ask if you know my friend Bob. Never mind. That's
right.
Oh, yeah, Bob, I know him. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Bob.
Because that place up in Mukilteo is huge.
When you talk to him, he owes me $10.
I will let him know.
You will know when you go to the soccer fields.
What about my buddy
You're
Bill?
guaranteed. There's that bowling place up there is absolutely huge. It's crazy. Like the one by the soccer fields in Mukilteo. You will go there before your kid's career is done.
I'm positive
There's like
I will.
500 soccer fields out there, and it's right.
And I have to play in all of them.
Yeah.
I may have been there. You know me. I may have been there. I have no idea. Hello, Rob. Welcome to the midroom.
How's it going, gentlemen?
Hola.
So I spent 26 years in the Army, and it seems every time you tell somebody you served, you get the, oh, my cousin or my brother or my sister served. Do you know them? And I swear every time their last name is Smith.
Oh! It's always from the same family.
Yeah. Right?
Which is still the 10th most popular name, or it was the 10th or it might have been higher than that.
We got to be in the top 10 still.
Yeah, it's like Martinez is number 1, but I think Smith is either top 5.
Smith's in there, usually what, Johnson?
You talking to the U.S.?
Yeah, the United States.
Smith, I think, is top 5. Man.
Is it? Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, oh, yeah, it's got to be.
I will say this. When I meet people in the military, I will tell them my dad served. I wouldn't ask them if they knew him.
What do you do in the military? What did you do for 26 years?
So I spent my first 18 years as a Black Hawk helicopter crew chief.
All right.
And then promoted myself out of that fun job and ended up as a first sergeant when I retired. So,
did you get sick flying in those things if you had to?
I got sick a couple times, but that involved a little bit of alcohol the night prior and a bag of M&M's.
Okay, all right. So you aren't feeling very good. Have you ever been in with the doors open and all that crap?
Oh yeah,
Huh.
definitely.
Are you scared of heights or like? I mean,
part of your job as a crew chief is not only maintaining the aircraft, but you're also a door gunner. So, you're flying around with the windows open and your gun out and the doors open in the back.
Is that weird? Did you ever get used to that? Like as he's zipping around, like easy on the turns, brother.
Right, it's like it's not a natural thing to open up a door of an airplane when you're in flight or a helicopter. You know what I mean? Is that a weird thing to get past?
No, not really. I mean, you're seatbelted in. You get used to it.
Do you ever jump out of one?
I have.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you can parachute out of a Black Hawk and all that stuff.
Compared to an airplane, you're dropping out. But if you're in a helicopter, aren't the rotors actually shooting you down? You know what I'm saying? Based on the fact that it's pushing air downward?
Right, yeah, you got quite a bit of downforce on you. It's going to push you down into the back, so.
Okay, yeah, I figured. It's because it's basically like stepping into the backside of a fan. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You're being blown straight down.
I know. What's wrong, Ted?
I'm just thinking that's cool.
That is cool.
It seems cool. I just wouldn't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if that opportunity, like, nah, man, that's cool.
Well, I'm sure it's super dangerous.
No,
but
I mean, even in non-combat.
But I was going to be in the military. Like,
that's a cool story to have.
Right,
for sure.
I should have asked him. I don't know. Is that a 50 on the side of a Blackhawk? I've always wanted to be on the Humvee, man, in the 50.
That's what you want to do?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Right? Like, cover fire, I'm laying it down. There's a guy on the side of the building. I'm blowing up half that building.
What is the question you always get about your job, or what's the dumbest question you've ever been asked at work?
Dial it back a little.
You blew up a Pizza Hut.
Jesus Christ.
206-421-ROCK.
Dude, we're still in Yakima. Your training is terrible. You get an F.
Hello, Sammy. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, hola, bicholas.
Hola.
Yo, oh my God, you guys, this is funny. I just turned the radio on and heard your question. Oh, unreal. So I worked in a hardware store for almost 10 years. And as a woman in a hardware store, man-dominated is absolutely hilarious. I remember one time, a guy come rushing in, and he was in a hurry. He had to get a job done, and the first thing that popped out of his mouth was, "Do you have brass nipples?" I about died. I mean, the look on his face, he was like mortified. And like, all I could do is, of course, I looked at him and I said, well, as a matter of fact, I do. And of course, I take him there. But, coming in a hardware store, there's so many innuendos. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, screws.
I sell you, yeah. I mean, we're,
nuts.
Customer coming out to get felt.
To get felt? Can I come in and get felt?
Pipes, tubes.
People want to go outside and check out our wood, I sell you, bulk hawk washers. Things you don't think about until it's like...
It comes out of your mouth.
Your face. I mean, yeah, it's just hard to avoid. You know what I mean?
Do you get hit on a lot?
What's that?
Do you get hit on a lot?
I actually don't work there anymore, but yes. And especially when you're stuck behind the counter, it kind of sucks because you want to be rude, but you can't really, you're like, okay, I'm just trying to do my job.
Are people ignorant of the fact that, you can't help them find something because you're a woman?
Yes, I had a woman, as a matter of fact, because we have a lot of retired people in our area. My name, is Samantha, but I remember one time she needed help finding a specific screw. No problem. Well, they said, sure, no problem. Sam will be up there in a minute. Older lady, I walk up, and she just looked at me so disappointed. She goes, I wanted a man. I go, well, hi, my name is Samantha.
No, I can't help out your life situation, but I'm here to help you find a screw.
Well, and not only that, did I tell her that I would help her do it, but I told her I would teach her so she never had to have a man do it for her again. So that was pretty cool.
That is cool.
By the time we were done, she was just like, oh, my God, thank you so much.
Woman with brass nipples?
At the end, you should have said, and I'm going to help you find a man.
I probably, and that's one of those jokes, people go, I'm looking for my husband. And I say, well, your current or future, because...
Because I have brass nipples, you have competition.
Exactly.
What was the cock washer thing you were talking about again?
I used to sell you ball cock washers.
Okay.
Balls for your ball cocks.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know, it's so it's cool.
All right. Okay, Sam.
Good time. Oh, hardware store humor.
Oh, my. What's the question you always get about your job, or what is the dumbest question that you have ever been asked at work? We'll get your emails coming up next to the men's room at KISW.com.